Hi everyone, hi my dear Libras, welcome to my channel. My name is Liza and this video is for you, and here you will get your forecast and advice for the months of May 2022. Things you need to know, things you need to consider how the month of May is gonna go. We're gonna talk about it in details, and I'm using 3 different tarot decks to give you this forecast and advice. Like I'm using these 3 ones, and I'm going to pick 2 cards from each of the decks, so I'm trying my best to make this forecast as accurate as possible. And we will start with the Rider Tarot deck. We will start with the basics, and we'll pick 2 cards from this deck. All right, we have the Chariot. That's a great start. Interesting start. Let's take another one. And we have 7 of Wands. Okay, let's go through these 2 first. So let's start with the Chariot since we had it the first one. So the Chariot, the major arcana number 7. What's interesting, this is also 7 Wands and 7, the major arcana number 7, the energy 7. So the Chariot, so the month of May, it's going to be pretty active for you, my dear Libras, because the Chariot, he is about movements, he is about going and doing the thing. So it is very active month. It's a month full of energy, and you will have this energy, you'll have this activity going and doing the things. This month can bring you lots of success if you are actually active and if you follow a couple of my suggestions and advice for you. What's important to remember about the Chariot, the thing number 1, actions, motions, right? In order for this Chariot to move, you do need to have the motion, you do need to be active, you do need to go and do the thing. That's why it can be a bit overwhelming because it's too much, the speed and the tension of the speed and everything, the things you have to do, it can be a bit overwhelming for you. So that's why pay attention to your physical health. Take a rest if it's needed, because it's hard to live in this kind of speed and spend your time during the whole month. For the whole month having the speed, it can be a bit too much, but it is important to be active, because that's what can help you to achieve all your goals. Another thing that you actually need to set up all these goals, because if you don't know the direction of where you go, you will not achieve and you will not get anywhere, right? You need to know your point A and your point B, your destination. Where are you going? So your goals, your plans, you need to clearly define and set them up at the beginning of the month, because this is especially relevant to the beginning of the month of the May. So at the beginning of the month, please set up all your goals. I want you to clearly know and have this clear vision. Where do you go? What are your goals? Do not be afraid to set up material goals, financial goals. It's better for you if you know where to go, what do you have, what you have to achieve. So be very specific in your goals, be realistic in your goals, and clearly know where do you go and what you want to achieve during this month of May. Because again, you can get all the success and you can achieve all of those goals, but it's important to know first of all them and clearly define them, because if you're not, the month is going to be all over the place. You're like everywhere, it's too broad, you're doing many different things at the same time, but you should have a clear vision. Where do you go? This is very important for you, my dear Libras, when it comes to the Chariot, when it comes to the speed. Go and achieve the things and work a lot. So being active and knowing where to go, it is very important. The Chariot, he is also a leader. So show your leadership skills. Show what kind of leader are you. It's a great month to delegate some work. If you've been doing everything by yourself, it's a good month to delegate, because as I told you before, it can be too much for you to handle, and it will be great if you have an assistant, if you have another person or a team member who would help you to achieve all your goals and who can help you with all your tasks and responsibilities. So working in a team, it's actually better for you than the individual approach. But you should be the person who leads this team, who like other people should follow you and you should give them the tasks. So it's a great month to know and to learn how to be a leader and how to delegate, because again, if you do everything by yourself, there is a less chance of that success, because it can be again too much for you and you won't have enough time to complete it. You won't have to you don't have enough resources, maybe you're not good at that and you have other people who are better than you are. So being able to delegate and being able to understand that you cannot be good at everything, you cannot handle everything by yourself, this is very important as well for my dear Libras for the month of May. When we look at the 7 Wands, it is challenging, right? So it is a challenging month, and I told you because the speed is going to be pretty fast and lots of things are happening around you. So he is a very hardworking person. He puts a lot of effort into doing these things and spending lots of time and putting lots of time into his work. It is a bit like there is a tension between you and other people. Again, what I told you about the Chariot, he needs to know how to work in a team and he needs to know how to collaborate and communicate with other people. But it looks like with the 7 of Wands, you are struggling with that because he is alone here. He doesn't have anybody here and he does all his work by himself. So you may feel like you are doing everything by yourself. There's nobody who can support you. You are taking all responsibilities. That's why, again, it's very overwhelming. But I want you to build these connections with other people. It is very important for your success, but it looks like there is some tension between you and your colleagues, your team members, whatever you do. It is especially related to work, so there might be some struggles, there might be some tension, and also when we talk about romantic relationships with your partner, so there might be some tension in your relationship too. Because you are taking the lead and you do everything. I want you to balance this out. Communication is the key for you for the month of May. Okay, let's move to the Marcel tarot deck. Let's see, what do we have here? The pictures and drawings here, they may look a bit complicated, but let's see. All right, we have 2 of Wands. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. 2 of Wands. And let's take another one. And we have 3 of Cups. So 2 of Wands. I want you to find how is it. Oh, so it's already here. How it looks in a Rider chart deck. So you just have like better visual support because this is too straightforward. 2 of Wands for the month of May. Like you can see that there is a globe, there is a person standing and looking, whatever is there. So it's a good month to try something new. It's a good month for new opportunities. So we do have opportunities here. And the Chariot, he was also about the success, about opportunities, about work. And it's very active months for you, and it's a great month to actually pause and think about the direction in which you're going. The same idea with the Chariot, right? You need to know, where do you go? Are you going there? Are you going there? So you need to explore all the opportunities, whatever is there, and something will be given to you. It's a great month for traveling. It's a great month for moving from one place to another. If you've been thinking about changing the environment, the place where you live, it's a great month for that. It's a great month for immigration as well, for you, my dear Libras. But again, like looking and exploring what are the opportunities there, what do you have there, what's available there, and actually starting something new. I highly encourage you to do that, even if you don't know what else you can bring into your project. There are some new things there, and just to look, just observe first of all. Analyze everything. It's a good month for that, analyzing what's there, analyzing the market, and it's gonna be better for you, my dear Libra. But what's important here when it comes to the Two of Wands, I want you to make sure if you do something and if you start something that it's worth it, because you can easily, especially with a Chariot, with all this speed, you can easily get an idea, you can easily start executing it and being so fast, I start moving and doing like being like, it can be again too much, and because of the speed, because you're not putting enough of attention to the depths and to the research, into the analysis, there's a high chance of going into the wrong directions. There is a high chance of starting not the best projects and executing not the best ideas. So I want you to make sure whatever you do, that it's worth it. It's worth your time, it's worth your energy, it's worth your resources, whatever you put into that project, that it's worth it. That's very important as well to remember for the month of May for you, my dear Libras. But like analyzing and being able to see the whole picture, this is very important, and focus on that during this month. Three of Cups. Three of Cups, so let me again find it to you so you kind of have a better idea how it looks. Cups, they are about friendship, they are about especially girls, they are about women, they are about getting together with some people with whom you feel comfortable, with whom you feel happy and loved. So that's kind of a great environment. So spend more time with your friends and spend more time with the people whom you can trust and people who can support you in whatever you do, in your actions, who can listen to you, and you can speak with them, you can share all your feelings, you can share all your emotions. That's very important. And go somewhere, go out, meet with your friends. This is kind of should be a great month for that, to get together with your friends. That's how it looks. I see. Celebrating something, right? Celebrating something together. Do that. Just like, do not sit for the whole month doing lots of work, because you can get into that. I want you to meet with your girlfriends, nights out, sleepovers, whatever it can be. Being in general around women, it's great for you during this month, because they can bring you lots of great positive emotions and positive feelings, and it's a great again time and month to be around your friends and your girls' friends. Okay. Last deck, we have the Eliminated Tarot deck. Let's see two cards from here. What do we have? What else do we have? What else do we have for Libras for this month of May? Okay. All right, we have the High Priestess, Major Arcana as well. So we have two Major Arcanas for your dear Libras. That's very interesting. Let's get another one. Oh, the Tower, the Major Arcana again. Two Major Arcanas, so three in total. The Tower, like when I see the Tower, it's kind of, I will talk more about that. Let's start with the High Priestess. The High Priestess, she is sitting here. She is a lot, like whatever I told you before about Two of Wands, that you do need to put more thoughts and more analysis into whatever you do, in all your actions. Listen more to yourself. The same idea here with a High Priestess. Listen to yourself. Listen what you truly want, what you truly like. So it's more about connection with yourself. It's also about the intuition. The High Priestess, she is about listening to your intuition. Can you identify that? Can you actually listen to your intuition? Can you listen to your inner God or not? What is intuition? Intuition, when you have this kind of random tips at this present moment. They're not supported by any facts, by any logic, like nothing at all. They just come to you, they come to your mind, that's it. And they're not coming a week or day later. They come at this present moment. So that's why you should be more connected with yourself this month, because your intuition can help you to achieve whatever you do this month when it comes to different events, to different spheres of your life, health, relationships, career wise, family, whatever it could be. You need to be more connected with yourself and listening to yourself. We can see there is a book here in her hands. It's also a great month for education, for learning something new. But of course, the primary focus, it is more about learning about yourself, learning about your desires, what you like, what you don't like. So clearly identifying that in your life and during the whole month of May. So that's kind of gonna be one of the main things for you, because it's a major arcana, so it is very important for the month of May. The Tower. It's always a challenging thing to talk about the Tower, because we have two sides of the Tower. So the Tower, negative side of it, it's always about that some of the things may crash, some of the plans may crash. Whatever you've been planning, whatever you've been building for a long period of time, it's gonna crash of the plans, whatever you planned, whatever you started. So and of course everything depends on the way you see the things. Some people see that as a new opportunities, as a new opportunity to grow, to get rid of some things in your life. I want you to remember that if you lose something during the months of May, it means that there is no more place for all those things and maybe even people in your life. Maybe you've been getting the signs, and because it's gonna happen close to the end of the month. So the beginning of the month, it's very active for you, and because you're too active, because maybe you're too focused on your goal, you're not paying enough attention to your intuition. You're not paying enough attention to little details, right? But I told you that you need to be more pay more attention to the things around you, listen more to yourself, get this kind of tips and advice from the universe, from the God, but you sometimes don't seem to notice them. That's when the Tower comes. Tower usually comes when you don't notice them, when you don't pay enough attention to the things around you. Maybe universe has been telling you and helping you, like, you see, you don't need this in your life, but you've been keep going and doing these things which are not meant for you and which are not good for you, and universe and God, they're gonna clean it for you. If you cannot do that by yourself, if you cannot get rid of some of the things by yourself, it's gonna be done by someone from the above for you. And of course, when it happens suddenly. We don't expect that. So in order to avoid that, I want you to think, if you have something in your life you're not happy about, if you've been thinking about getting rid of something in your life, letting some people go, wrapping up your job, quitting your job, like in general cleaning up something, if you've had maybe a thought even about that, go for it. Like, it's better if you do that rather than, again, someone from above comes in and does it for you, because they gonna do it in a very painful way, and I want you to avoid this pain, right? But in general, it's a great month when it comes to the Tower to build something, to start building something, or to start building a new business, new projects, maybe building a new life, moving somewhere, as I told you before, maybe moving to a different place and building your life there, maybe quitting one company and moving to another company and building your presence there. But because it's this month, it is about building these things, right? As you can see, about creating some things. If you don't have enough space, they're gonna come and clean this out for you just to give you the space. So I want you, starting from the beginning of the month, start thinking about things you don't need in your life? Is there something you can get rid of? Set up your priorities and free up some space. Prepare some space at the beginning of the month, so when the opportunities will come to you at the end of the month, you have the space. Nobody's going to clean it out for you in a drastic way, in a painful way. You already have it ready, and you're ready to build this. You already have the solid for that. But it is, when we look in general for the months of May for you, my dear Libras, it's an interesting month full of different events, full of different emotions. It's also second of all, it's very active months with lots of things and with lots of events happening, and we see that there are other people communicating with other people. This is very important. Other people can help you a lot, building relationships with other people. It is very important. So do not do everything by yourself. Do not be alone and independent during this month. First of all, be a leader, have other people follow you, and at the same time spend more time with your friends, and remember about listening to your intuition and about cleaning up the space, so none of this happens suddenly for you and with lots of pain. This is very important. But that's the month of May for my dear Libras. Let me know how you feel about it. Maybe you have some plans for the month of May. Share it in the comments below. And thank you, my dear Libras, for watching. Have a wonderful month no matter what. Bye bye.